Okay, first of all, thank you for taking the interview. Can I ask you, how old are you?
I'm 26 years old.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm currently on my own little summer vacation. I just recently put my 2 weeks in for dialysis. I worked as a technician. I'm currently going to go to PA school in a few months. So I'm just taking a break and doing my own thing right now.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a really good, working in the medical field, those are always like the guaranteed jobs. So it's always good to get a career in the medical field. Can I ask you, are you single or are you taken? What is your relationship status?
I am taken. I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So you're 24, so since 19.
No, I'm 26. So
26,
I think I
okay.
was 21 when we met. We actually met on Tinder, which
You
is
guys
kind of
met on
funny.
Tinder?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been together ever since. Swiped right, and it was fun. It was a good time.
Wow, wow. Okay, so Tinder is now not real anymore. I think pre what is it, COVID?
That was mid-COVID for me.
Mid
But
COVID, that's when real people were, but now it's like
I mean, I haven't been on Tinder since then, so I'm not
Yeah.
too sure. But I do know of a lot of my girlfriends saying, oh, I use Bumble, I use Hinge. So I know it's still out there, but it is hard to date these days, especially in your like mid-20s, for sure.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of weird people on. I
There are.
don't do that anymore. But I heard that before 2021 that it was normal people. Like
No.
you're a normal person.
There were weird people there too.
It was weird people,
There's
but
always
but
you look for the right people. I think you can read by how they like conversate with you. Because I won't lie, I think I met a few people in person and I was like, ooh, I read the wrong signs and I'm never gonna talk to you again. And that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you've been together for 5 years. What do you guys have? Has a question popped up? Like, do you guys care about marriage? What are
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys' thoughts on it?
He's going to school to do firefighting, and I'm going to start PA school. So we're both like, when we're in our 30s, like maybe early 30s, that's when we would do the marriage thing. But we both just want to get our careers first. I think that's most important for both of us. So we're going to do just the dating thing or exclusive dating, I guess, like just me and him together and like support each other during these really hard years that we're about to face. So yeah.
I got you. Do you feel? What is your opinion on the American dream? Because back then, the American dream that used to be promoted on TV was that you had like a guy, typically a husband, that went to work and whatnot, and then you had like a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home significant other. Probably had 2 kids and a dog and a cat.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's a common thing now, or do you think that's uncommon, and why do you believe so?
I think it just depends on the person. I won't lie, I have a lot of friends on Instagram that I see having babies and they're stay-at-home moms, and I think that's awesome. And for some people, they're able to do that, but with the way things are going, it's really hard to have one person like financially taking the burden on so that you can have that kind of lifestyle. And personally for me, I want to be able to work. I want to have, my mom and my dad always taught me like, marry someone, date someone that's going to support you, but be able to take care of yourself at the end of the day. Like if things go south, like you're going to be able to walk away easily because you can financially support yourself. So I think that's really important. I think the American dream is different for everyone. For me, it's just to be happy and financially.
A sure answer.
Yeah. Financially stable and like with animals. I love my animals, obviously, and I want a happy marriage. That's what I want too.
Ooh,
But yeah.
okay.
I'm a dog mom, so I'm just like, it's me and my dogs all the way.
That's cool. You know, I'll show you a picture. I have a pet tiger. I'll show you. I'm not joking. I'll show you after. But,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you believe in do you believe in like 50-50, or if not, who should be like, what are the roles? Like, do you think that a male should be like the overall sole provider, or do you believe that, like, what do you think about that?
I think it kind of goes back to what I said already. It's just like I really feel you should be able to take care of yourself. Would it be nice to marry rich? Absolutely. Like it makes things so much easier. But how many rich, successful men end up like being the ones cheating on their wife? And like you see those, it's such a stereotype, I know, but like those women are usually unhappy because money doesn't buy everything, right? Like you want a hardworking man, but you also want someone who's going to motivate you to also be hardworking, I guess.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but a lot of people, because they already, so the term for, like, I guess you could say a rich man is like a high value man, right? So there are not consequences, but there are things that come along with it, because this guy is going to have like a lot of people, a lot of women like coming on after him, and it's like he's going to weigh his options, but a lot of women don't think about that. Like, can I ask you what? Okay, so I see you take care of yourself as a backup, but let's say that you guys do get married. Do Like, let's say, all right, so let's say this. Do you plan on having kids?
I don't know. For
You don't
me,
know?
I don't know. That's a really tough one. I feel like in the way things are going in the world, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I want to bring someone into this kind of world, but also it's a hard job. You know, people make it seem like it's a baby trend. I'm telling you, there's a baby trend right now where everyone around our age is like, let's have a baby, let's have a baby. It's so cute, it's so fun, but it's like you're raising a whole human being. Like you're not responsible for just those first 4 years. Like you have to raise them until they're 18 and then some. You know what I mean? Like
True.
you have to create an amazing person who's going to make a difference in the world, or they're going to be a bum. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a lot of pressure to raise someone.
You know, you sound like me. I totally agree with you. You gotta factor, and it is a crazy world now. You got wars going on. I hate to say it. You got like crime at a high rate. You got, you know, these protests and everything
There's
going
a lot
on.
going on.
It's a crazy world, and everyone has to work now. Like the cost of living is much higher, which leads to this next question: how much would your significant other have to make to like, if you could ballpark the range, how much would he have to make to be married to you or be in a relationship with you as an established adult?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm not someone who needs like what's the word? Just like the high-end things, a brand new car. Like I literally drive like a 91 Honda or a Acura Legend. Like it's old. Like I don't care how nice my car is. Like as long as I have like a nice home in like a decent area that's safe, I think I'm okay. Like I if
agree.
it's me and my dog and my husband, like in an apartment, we're good. Like that's it.
You know what? I like your mind. I agree, but just try to think about that though, right?
Okay.
So how much would individually you guys have to make to have that? So just individually, and then we'll just say like, how much is that all together?
Oh my god, I'm bad with numbers.
No, you are. Just give it a try. Okay, it's a good
Well, okay,
it's a
I'm
good
gonna be in
practice.
debt for. I'm going to PA school, so I'm going to be in over 200 plus K, 200K like debt, like something like that. I can't even remember. And that's going to take at least like 10 plus years if I do like the minimum payments and everything. So I need someone who's going to be able to like kind of like take care of some of the burden while I'm trying to pay off those loans, which is pretty scary. I don't know. I don't know about numbers though.
Okay, so for him to, because that's a lot of people, I think the problem is a lot of people don't think that far ahead, and then they get into the situation. It's kind of like, wow, I never thought about this, or how much this person has to make to like pay for it. It's good to think about it and maybe plan it, talk about it. So you're going into a field where you're going to make that, I think you're going to make that, and if your plan is right, within 3 years you'll pay it off.
Hopefully.
For physician assistant, I think you are. I work with a lot of physicians.
Okay, cool.
And they pay it off relatively fast.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
how much, for him to be able to, like help pay that $200,000 off? How much do you think he would have to make on an annual basis?
Annual? I don't know what firefighters make, quite honestly.
Firefighters make good. I don't know the amount, but I think.
I hear they make good money.
I don't know the amount though. But do you feel like a ballpark area? You don't have a ballpark area?
I have no ballpark area.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, but
No, you're good. You're good. That's it. But I would advise you guys to think about that.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's a good question.
It's good to. That's why I do these interviews, because it's good to like, you think about. So you always want to tackle everything with a plan. You know. You always want to tackle everything with a plan. So, he's currently in firefighter school?
Yeah, well, he just finished his fire safety certification at Mount Sac, and so now he can, once he gets the approval, because he's still waiting on the program to like confirm all his stuff's good, and then he can apply to different stations. But I do know it's harder in California, so he might like apply out of state, and he'll most likely do that, and then we'll do long distance for a little, which will be hard, but we'll make it through, just so he can get the experience and just get his feet wet and stuff like that. Yeah,
I got you. Long distance, have you ever been in a long distance relationship before?
No.
This will be your first time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got you. Is California not? I haven't done research on like firefighting. California, is it like a saturated firefighting?
I think it is super saturated.
Oh, it is in California.
Yeah.
I think I did hear that. Yeah, but okay, that's a good point. It does make sense.
Which is kind of funny, because you think about there's so many fires in California, you would think they would be more
especially
people.
now,
But I don't know how it works. I don't know the details.
No, especially now. So what is your opinion? I know you met your significant other on Tinder.
Yeah.
When Tinder was kind of like more normal.
Uh-huh.
But what is your opinion on? I know you have friends.
Yeah.
The current dating scene, like as far as what you observe, do you think that is trash? What do you think about it?
I think it's so trash. It's so
It's so
hard.
trash?
Well, like in general, just dating, I think it's really hard because, for example, if you're in like your mid-20s, I was working with older people. Like I wasn't around anyone my age. And so if I wasn't with my boyfriend, I'd probably be still like single, wouldn't be dating anyone. And like if you go out, like people don't know how to interact anymore. I don't know what it is about like the social like aspects, but when we go out to bars and stuff, like we do find cool people to hang out with that are girls. Like it's easy to talk to girls, but I feel like the guys are just weird. Like I feel like a lot of guys just expect a lot of like, let me buy you a drink and then like I have to like make out with you or dance with you. And I feel like I find that a lot with my friends, like they have those kind of issues, and it's just like not genuine guys that want to settle down. And maybe that'll happen when they're older, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's trash.
I got you. Can I ask you, as a 26-year-old, what you observe in life, do you think that, let's say, well, first let me ask this, who gets on a yacht or a private jet first by invitation? Is it a younger girl or is it a younger guy?
What do you mean? Like,
let's say
like
a
if
20.
to be invited onto a like.
Yeah. Let's say who do you think gets on a private jet or a yacht first? A 20-year-old guy or a 20-year-old girl?
Think a 20-year-old girl, because they will go like I never was into like the older men thing. And I knew some people who were, and I'm like, hey, that's okay. But so I think like a lot of younger girls get easily like they're convinced like this is the best they can do as an older man, and they think that being like that they're older, they're mature, like they mean well, but I think it's just because they have money or something that they're just like, I can take advantage of this younger girl, she's so naive type of thing. So I think like a 20-year-old girl would definitely be in the plane first, or a jet plane or whatever.
I agree with you. You're saying that, because I just had this conversation with someone, but you're saying that it's more common for an older guy to invite a younger girl rather than an older lady inviting a younger guy.
I've never had a conversation with someone in like a situation be with someone who is an older woman doing that. I've known of guys, of older men doing that. So, I mean, maybe I live in a small world, but I haven't had those encounters. I've heard of them.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But
yeah. Is it? So, do you think, let's say a man is established, right? What age do you think a man will be established into his career? Like, what is an average age do you think that a man will be established into his career?
It really depends on what their career is. I mean, if you're
True.
going to medical school, you know, you're not established until like 35 sometimes. If you get lucky, if you work really hard, some of these people are 28, which is awesome. I mean, yeah, it's hard in your like early to, and you switch up, you know, like a lot of guys go to business, like as their major or whatever. So they do that, they go to school, then they realize they don't like it. And then there's a lot of switching when you're in like your mid-20s, early 20s to mid-20s, and you find something else that you really like. These people have opportunities from other people. Like you end up doing something that has nothing to do with your study. Yeah. So I think that 10-year between 20 and 30, like there's so many changes that I think after 30 is when people finally are like, I'm good, I'm successful. in one way.
You're very intelligent. I don't know what it is.
Thank you.
You're very smart. You read my mind on the answer, because I think 35 and then even up to like 45.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, observation and experience in life, do you think that men that age, you say 35 to 45 or older, do they typically prefer younger or their age woman or older woman? What do you typically what do you think societal man?
I don't know, because I'm not around anyone that age really. From what I've seen on like movies and like conversations, I feel like it's easier for them to look at the younger woman because of their features and their energy, and like, you know, women get a little bit more tired when we're older and we're sick of men. There's a lot of single women in their 30s to 40s because they're so unhappy with how men are, because men are so dumb sometimes, no offense. And they get sick of it and they're like, I'd rather be single. And I'm like, yes, I understand, I get it. Like I see all these things and you're just like, men just ruin things. But where was your question?
No, I like the answer. Like,
does that answer it?
No, so you're saying that they like, so
back to the men and younger women. I guess it's possible because like these younger girls goes back to being so naive, right? Yeah. That they're just these girls are just so naive that they're like, ooh, this older man's like giving me attention, which is like fine, because like you don't know better. Like I said, when I was 18, my mindset was so different than what it was at 21, and the same thing at 26. So they're babies. They're very easily what is the word? Like there's a better word than manipulated. Not manipulated, but there's a better word. I don't know. I can't. It's a better word. Yeah, there's a nicer word for it, because it isn't manipulation per se, but it's just like I guess you feel like they really make you feel special, and then they like convince you that this is all you deserve. I don't know, but yeah.
I got you. So what is your opinion? Okay, should male and females have roles
In
like in a relationship? Like should, and if they should have roles, like what should a female role be or a male role? Some common answers I got is that the man should probably like be masculine, hold the door open,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think I love that my boyfriend holds the door open for me or opens the car door for me, or he always makes sure I'm walking on the side that's not on the road, like where the cars are. He's always like moving me to that side that's opposite. So little things like that I think are important, because like you want a guy who's going to treat you right and like thinks about those little things. But it just depends on the person. Some people, opposites attract, and like the roles reverse too. Like if a woman's more masculine and feels like she connects better with someone who's a little bit more feminine as a male, that's okay too. Like I'm pretty
Okay.
open to all that. Like I think it just depends. Like it's such a complex question, and it just depends on the person.
Ooh, I
and
like
the
that
couple.
answer.
Yeah,
I like that answer. Good answer.
yeah.
Okay, so we had a conversation before, we recorded, and we were talking about, oh, I hate flies. Oh man.
He might not be.
But-
He might be a bee. I don't know what he is. Oh, he's a fly.
Oh, is that a bee?
No, it's a
Oh.
fly. It's a fly. We're good.
But we were talking about the frontal lobe development, right? And a lot of that's been a hot topic in conversation, that the frontal lobe develops in. Would you say 25? That's what I've been getting.
It's real.
So-
I'm telling you. Okay, so I am in January. That's my birthday. Okay. The month before, I don't know what it was. I was literally doing nothing. I think I was like dusting, and I just started like analyzing things from my past, and I was like, hey, now, not all of those traumatic experiences were like traumatic experiences. Like I think like there was things I could have done to make things better. Like I don't know. It was, and then it stopped. And then I turned 25 like a month later, and I was like, whoa, like I'm still doing all this like realization, and I'm like, there's so many things that I feel like I threw as like, why did this happen to me? Why did that happen to me? My life is horrible, blah blah blah. And I'm like, wait, like there are things I could have done better, like, or I could have responded better, or it wasn't a big deal. And like people change, and like I don't know. There was just a lot. So it's real, and it's funny because I have, this is such an off-topic thing, but last week I started going, it's called Bumble for Friends. It's to make like just friends, like so casual, like just girlfriends. And so I met up with this one girl, and she was so cool. We had drinks and we caught up, and she's 24, and I was just explaining to her, I'm like, she was going through some friend problems, and I was like, let me tell you, once you turn 25, that frontal lobe thing is real. And I had this exact same conversation because I'm like, it's like baffling. And I remember when I turned 25, I texted my friend who was about the same age as me, and she had just turned 25 like 2 months before, and she was like, it's real. Like I don't know what it is about it. This is crazy.
So it's a real thing.
It's a real thing, and I think it's really cool.
Okay, so look, it comes in this conversation because a lot of celebrities, a lot of like there's age gaps in relationships, right?
Yeah.
So like there's this debate on like, of course we're talking legal though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say there's this big scandal between this like sports analysis guy. He was older, he was like 54, and he was in something with a 19-year-old.
That's creepy.
You see that? Okay.
See, that's okay. If we're gonna go into
okay,
this.
so how is
okay.
that? Okay, is that more creepy than an 8-year-old being able to be drafted into the military? Because not to talk about it,
No, yeah.
but in the military, you can't. Let's say it's an 18, 19-year-old on the battlefield. If there is a 54-year-old soldier from whatever country, that person can't say like, "Oh, you're 54." Like that person has to defend himself.
Yeah, no,
but
you're right. It's different though. I feel like, and it's crazy because I went to Oahu, and I did the Pearl Harbor tour, and like they have like all like some of the ages of the people, and I was like, these people were babies. Like I think I went a couple months ago, so I was 26 already, and I was like, these people served in the war and they were 18, 19. Like I couldn't imagine doing that. I still can't imagine doing that. So I'm really like grateful for where I'm at in life and like our situation here in the United States. But it's weird. That's an interesting like thought. I guess it's because like a 54-year-old man purposely going and manipulating a young girl, I think is different because there's a lot of people. Hold on. Sorry.
So can I ask you,
Yeah.
is there a difference between so look, before I ask this question,
Yeah.
let me ask you, what do you think? Let's say there's a criminal out there, right?
Okay.
Let's say he's like robbing all these places, and then he goes to jail, right? Prison.
Okay.
Would you agree that the purpose of prison or jail is for rehabilitation? Like basically to teach that person like, oh, this behavior is wrong, and let's try to reshape your mind on like, this is, you should behave, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree that prison is kind of like a reshaping?
I'd hope that was their goal, but realistically, I don't think that happens. Serial killers, right? I don't believe they're gonna change.
Oh,
If
yeah, I
you
agree.
know
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
don't
Like
think-
there's certain
yeah.
crimes where it's like maybe they weren't given the resources and like the life that they deserve to kind of go on a different path. So like yeah, there is room for change and there's room for rehabilitation, but like there's certain other cases where like they're truly evil and
I got you.
I think that places where they need to like stay.
Okay, I'm going to challenge your mind here.
Oh,
see,
man, okay.
see if you catch my drift here, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, because like, think about this, right?
Okay.
You have adults that are like 30 years old and they do the same constant thing, same constant crime or whatnot, and they were taught that from a very young age, whether influenced by radio, whether influenced by friends or whatnot. So, you have this debate between influence and shape, and a lot of people, let's say it's an older man and a younger woman, a lot of people say like, oh, he's going to shape her, teach his own. I'm not saying that I'm for or against,
Yeah.
as long as it's legal, teach his own.
Yeah.
But I feel that there's shape and influence are kind of very, very similar. And I like when we talk about the frontal lobe developing, like, wouldn't you say that, because a lot of guys that are older that I interviewed said that the women that are their age, let's say 40s, 30s, plus, right? They say that there are certain ways that kind of like they don't understand men or something. This is based off a lot of interviews that I did.
Yeah.
So would you say that, would you say that a man should lead
In like a
in
relationship?
a relationship?
It depends on the girl. Some girls want someone who like is like pull the bull by the horns and like show me that you're interested in me. And there's some girls that are more confident or like have a bigger personality. Like, no, I'm gonna ask the guy out. Like, I'm gonna tell him, let's go do this. And I think that just
got
depends
you.
on the type of person you are.
Okay, so for the girls that want a guy to lead, and for the guys that want a significant other to lead, for the guys that want a girl to lead, right?
Okay.
Would you say that, okay, so if the frontal lobe develops fully at 25, right? I'm not, no way, I want to make it clear that I'm not telling older guys to go target younger girls at all. But I'm saying this, just, like I always see like both views in both parts, right? So a lot of older guys would say that older women are kind of like, I'm not saying all, but they say like some older women are like kind of like stuck in their ways or something.
Okay.
And even some guys that are older, they're stuck in their ways. If they're taught a certain way, they're stuck in their way. But since we're talking about like relationships, wouldn't you say, okay, let's say if there's a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old and a 33-year-old,
Okay.
21-year-old, 33-year-old, in the United States, we look down on it, but I think in different countries it's more norm.
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't you say that because under 25, you're already being influenced by radio, TV, every song on the radio is about killing somebody or no, I'm not lying. It's either
No, it's
about that
true,
or
you're right.
or it's about like, I'm not judging people, but what it's about. You listen to it.
Yes,
But like,
I get you.
so you're already being influenced by that. But wouldn't you say that for the people that say like, oh, you just, a guy would probably want a 22-year-old to influence them. Wouldn't you say that that's the, like, if like for those people, let's use Jay-Z and Beyonce for, I'm pretty sure you know who they are.
Yeah.
That's the age gap. I think.
Oh, is that their age gap?
I think 18 and 32 when they met.
That's crazy.
18 and,
I didn't know
18
that.
and 30. So you didn't know it, but everyone
No.
goes to their concerts and everything.
Right, no one shames
and
it.
everyone that goes to their concerts, they're the same people, and some of the women that say like, oh, like, like,
Yeah.
probably older guy wants to control a younger girl or something,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But he kind of, it sounds creepy saying it, but if you could program your mind to see like both parts.
Yeah.
He kind of got her at an age where
She was easily okay. It's going back. I get what you're saying.
easily sounds like
Not easily, but,
sounds
like-
like taking advantage, but
No,
let's say
no,
like
she
at an
was
age
younger.
where she was more receptive to being
Yes, okay.
because at the one thing you will find, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, or maybe you probably need 5
Yeah.
more years to see this, is that women will get older and then their mind is going to say like, oh, what does a guy want? They're going to call into radio stations, they're going to call in a podcast, and they're going to say like, what do guys want? But when did you say like before the frontal cortex closed, wouldn't it be more wise for women to have like men had lead, good men, because there are some bad men,
Yeah.
to have men had lead them or like kind of like influence them in
Yeah.
a way that'll benefit both?
Yeah.
You know?
To be honest, okay, I don't know if this is gonna go off tangent from what we're
No,
saying.
you're good. You're good.
Because I'm very more into like, don't do the whole men thing. Like, just kind of concentrate on yourself. Is like, I think 18, even from like, I don't think you should date until you're like 22, 23 and not worry about boys, because you should just figure yourself out and figure out what you want in yourself. Like, you don't
Okay.
need a man to take a lead. You need to learn about yourself and what you want,
I got you.
not what he wants, because then you're going to find someone who fits you. You don't want to fit into what a man wants, I guess is what I'm saying.
No, you're right. That's a good point. But
Yeah.
can I add this part to
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
You're right. That first of all, you're absolutely right. But would you say, okay, do you get a lot of influence from like women that are older than you? For example, like an older family member, or like maybe someone you go to the gym with that are older. Do you feel like a lot of older women give you advice?
Yeah.
Do you think that? Okay, let me give this example.
Okay.
Like me, what age I am, right?
Okay.
There are older guys. I'll give an example. There's like older guys that I used to get advice from, and then you later on find out that in a legal world, everybody could like everybody. So those same men that were giving me advice on this girl that's my age or
Yeah.
like 5 years younger, even though that guy was 15 years older than me, he liked this girl too. So like I later find out that the same man that's giving me advice
Yeah.
is trying to take the same girl he's trying to give me advice on.
Okay.
He's trying to take her on a date, right? So can I ask you, do you feel that you're taking, like, do you think if older men like younger women, right?
Okay.
Have you ever thought about you're taking advice from someone that you're kind of in competition with? Like, does that make sense?
I've never thought of it that way. I guess that's an interesting way to see it. I feel like when I'm okay, so I get a lot of advice not only from like the people in my life, but like TikTok. You know how it has the algorithm thing? All my thing is surrounded, which I love, is like positivity toward like being yourself, being a woman, like figuring your shit
Right.
out, like not worrying about men. And so it's like a lot of women my age too, or just a few years older, that are going through these experiences and telling it out loud, like putting their story out there. I think it's super inspiring. And I'm kind of losing my train of thought here with what you were saying, and I apologize.
No. You're actually on point.
I don't see it as like, oh, they're like a threat to me, like giving me like the advice that they would go and date the same
not necessarily a
person?
threat.
Not threat. Okay. What were you?
They're giving good advice. Like, I'm basically saying, like, women, just like how I blindly didn't know that the guy that was older than me giving me advice on,
Okay.
like, let's say, women that we both know, but the woman's like more my age, or probably like 3 years younger. But people, like, it was just basically your answer. You were on point. You kind of answered. I was just basically saying, like, okay, if older men typically go for younger women, right?
Okay.
If older men let's say 45, right? A 45-year-old guy goes for, like a 28-year-old. That's typically the age gap you see, like celebrities or whatnot. But
Okay. Yeah.
and a 28-year-old woman gets advice from a 45-year-old woman. I think a lot of times the 28-year-old doesn't know or understand that 45-year-old woman is giving that 28-year-old girl advice on who that 45-year-old woman might
be interested in too.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
a lot of, and it's not saying that those 45-year-old women are wrong at all. Like, I'm not talking bad about them, but a lot of people don't think about that, because like me having guy friends, I would say a lot of older guys do like younger women.
Okay.
I honestly
Yeah.
would say that. Some of them for the wrong reason. I think it's wrong to like someone for like lust, but some of them
Right.
it's because they say like, like baggage. I hate to say it. They say baggage is
It's
stuff.
true. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
us do, because like we're wronged by men, or like things going on in our lives. But like men have baggage too. Men
Men do
have
have-
baggage
men do
too
have
all the
baggage, too.
time, and they don't deal with their baggage.
And in no way am I giving bad men the benefit. Well, I'm not judging it, but in no way I'm like sticking up for bad men, because I think that's the crazy part about life, is that no matter who it is, it could be family, it could be a significant other, we're going to be around people, and if it goes back to what you said when you said like we have to like learn ourselves and make
Yeah.
our own decisions, because if someone taught us the wrong thing and 10 years later we find out, we're the ones that have to like deal with the consequences,
Right.
right? And that's why like typically you have like single mothers with 3 kids with the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Because that's not.
And that sucks.
And both of them have baggage, but unfortunately, the woman is because the woman's more nurturing.
Yeah.
So she's going to have the kid, and a lot of guys are going to
Yeah, that is a hard thing. It's like the idea of being like a single mother and trying to date. I'm sure that's super hard. I'm glad I'm not in that situation, and like I don't know how that would. I'm sure it's a super big challenge because they want someone that not only they have to think about themselves now, they have to think of a potential person for their kids.
You got to think about that.
You got to think about that.
Have you ever dated someone with kids?
No, my boyfriend's my only boyfriend I've ever had, so I don't have that much experience. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would tell you that I have, and it's like because I've never wanted to be those people that judge people off of baggage. I promise I never did.
Yeah.
I never did. But like, okay, let's say you have like a date night,
Yeah, no. Now you have to think of a babysitter.
Yeah, and it's like then you think about how much time are you going to have with this person?
Yeah.
You're like,
but like there's also some people that go like I've same thing like on Instagram. I know there's a few people I follow who they took on someone else's kids, and that's super cool too. Like it just your personality will go with it. Like is that something I'm open to? Am I willing to be someone's like parent that isn't actually my kid? And if that is, that's awesome, and you found the right person for you. And like those single moms or single dads are really like lucky that they have found someone again.
True.
You know, so that's cool.
Just hopefully like the step. What do you call it?
Stepkids?
The original.
The baby daddy, the baby mom.
It's not like a serial, what,
gosh,
or
yeah.
like the family is not drama because you got to think about that too.
Yes,
It's like,
that
as
is
much as you might like that
baggage.
kid,
Yeah.
it's stuff like that. So can I ask you, who do you think files for divorce more, the man or the woman?
I don't know. That's a hard one. I would say women.
Woman.
I think that because of the emotional state and emotional stuff that comes with being a woman, I guess you go to my perspective is like, okay, if I'm like going to like your aunts, your moms, your like any other like friend that's in your life, and they're telling you need to leave him, leave him, go. So I think that I could see a woman doing that openly, like not easier because that's hard. Like divorce is like a super hard thing, and it's not just about like leaving them, as in like no longer married, but you have financial stuff you have to deal with, kids you have to deal with, like the house or whatever, like all that kind of stuff that goes into it. So it's a big choice to make, but I think if you have that support system, which hopefully like I would think a lot of women do, which they don't sometimes. I don't know where I'm going with this tangent. I think I'm just blabbering, but basically I think that the divorce would most likely be by the woman.
No, I agree with you. I agree. Can I ask you, who do you think benefits more in the marriage? Do you think, who do you think benefits more in the marriage?
I think it's an equal
other?
thing. I think it's an equal thing.
Cool.
Yeah, because
Okay,
if you
okay.
both wanted to be married, like that's what benefits you guys, and like I think it comes back down to like if you're both successful in your careers and you guys can take care of yourselves, like the marriage part is a little bit easier because you're not depending on the other person's finances. I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier about like being financially dependent on your own.
I got you.
Because then you just have to worry about the emotional relationship part, and then obviously like knowing how to handle finances together, but you're not dependent.
I got you. Do you know anyone any like people that had divorced? Because my next question is this: like, let's say a divorce does happen. Typically, who walks away with more of the other person's like financial things, and who do you think? And let's just call that a win. Who wins more in the divorce? Like, who gets the car, the house, typically?
Oh, I think that the winning thing is more so who's going to be happier and safer after. Because if it's like a really toxic relationship,
Ooh, true, yeah.
like I don't like the car, the house, whatever.
I like that answer.
That stuff doesn't matter, because if you're getting out of something that's really bad and you gave him or her everything else, but you were able to leave that freely, that's what matters.
I like the answer.
Yeah.
True. I like the answer. You seem okay. Personally, you seem like a really good girl.
Thank you.
So try to step yourself outside of this question here.
Oh my God.
And let's just talk about the general woman, right?
Okay.
Not saying that general women are bad or general men are bad. What is the benefit of a guy to get married? I'm just curious to hear, like, what is your answer?
Wait, say that question again?
What do you think is the benefit of a guy to get married at this time and day?
To be able to get a family, to have a family, because I mean, it's becoming more normal, I guess. I actually saw something online. A straight single guy decided he wanted to have a kid, so he did like a surrogate or whatever, and he was able to get a kid that way, and that was really cool.
Wow.
So I think it makes it a little easier, obviously, if you are getting married, and then you just have less financial stuff to go into all that. But anyone can have a kid technically, which is awesome. And there's also adoption. which I'm super open to. I think that's a really cool
I would
thing.
adopt. I would adopt
I would.
because you could skip like you could skip waking up
baby
at
part?
3 a.m. Yeah, skip waking up at 3 a.m. and I would adopt. And you're doing something good for society too.
Absolutely,
You know.
I think
I
if
would
I were to
adopt.
adopt, like, because I don't know if I want my own kids, right? But I think like I would consider adopting once I'm like older and like financially like stable, because like there's a lot that goes into adoption, and like sometimes you don't know what you're getting. Like this kid might need a lot more than just like the general raising, right? Like you know,
Yeah.
kids that like
Oh yeah,
like-
and they need some like mental health care, so you gotta dedicate
or
that time,
disabilities
yeah.
or whatever, and like you don't know what you're
True.
getting. So I think that you have to be really, really ready for that, and I hope that one day, because that'd be awesome. I think that'd be really cool.
I think you'll be a cool mom to. I think you'll do a good service if you do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, you'll do a good service. So to end it here, so you mentioned something very important that I think a lot of women that I interview, when I talk to them about it, they say that they don't want to be judged if they do it. They have such a negative connotation about it, a negative idea about it, and I think that you shouldn't have a negative idea about it, which is counseling. You see a therapist.
Okay.
How important is that to you, and for how and do you feel that it helped you overall as far as healing, and would you recommend more people in general, and let's say especially women, just because you are, let's just say,
Yeah,
would
yeah.
you recommend people do that to understand everything?
Yes, I think that therapy is super important, like for yourself and for the relationships you have. I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think it should be more normalized, and it should be easier, more accessible, because it's so hard. It's hard to find like a good therapist too. Like it's like dating, because you
Wow.
might not mesh with therapists you
I
have.
heard that before.
Yeah,
Is it
and
that's true.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, for me, it was like only like twice I had to switch, but I've heard stories where like and then they stop, right? They stop. They're like, oh, therapy didn't work for me, but it's probably because you weren't with the right person.
Wow.
like dating, it really is. So
Yeah.
once you find the right therapist who can guide you in the way that you need, because everyone's going to be dealt with differently, I guess. Like they're going to have a different pathway of how they're going to grow and the work they have to do. So I think therapy is really cool, and everyone should do it if they have the opportunity. Like even if you don't feel like there's that much going on in your head, sometimes you might be surprised like what you're like suppressing and everything, I guess. Like you never know what your kind of thing is that you need to improve on, and everyone can improve on something. So yeah.
That's true. Well, I appreciate you taking the interview. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the interview. I wish you best on your physician assistant journey.
Thank you,
That's an
thank
amazing
you.
career, and I think you're going to pay that debt off pretty good.
I hope so.
I think you will. I work with a lot of physician assistants, and I think you will. But thank you for taking the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice meeting you. and
nice
talking
meeting
to
you as
today.
well.
Thank you.
Absolutely.